What's up guys, welcome back to my channel Somewhat United with Nathan. I would first off like to begin by saying thank you for all the new subscribers and thank you for the positive comments, and please like, share and subscribe for more content. If you want to see my last week's UFC predictions, the link is in the description down below. So okay, and just for the record, I'm looking down because I've written it down on my notes, right? Because I can't remember all their names and everything, and I also wrote the outcomes are predicted in advance because I like to think about it, write it down, and then shoot the video. So if I'm looking down, it's because I'm looking at the book, which has all the fights on it and the results. So I'd like to start off by saying UFC 253 is the main event. Is the battle of undefeated middleweights Israel Adesanya and Paulo Costa. They're both undefeated. Israel Adesanya is the reigning middleweight champion. He has an undefeated record. He has world-class striking, and his movement is second to none right now. He's very fluid and he moves really well across the octagon. And he's going to fight Brazilian middleweight prospect and probably looking to be, I think, the first Brazilian middleweight champion since Anderson Silva, which has been many years ago now. Paulo Costa. He's a bit of a pressure fighter. He has a lot of punching power and he likes to come forward. He keeps pressing. He likes to press forward. He likes to push the pace. He likes to get in people's face and he likes to really lean into these punches. He's a heavy-handed fighter. I'm going to start now. I'm going to go from the first match of the main card to the main event. So first off, we have Hakeem Dawodu, who's from Canada, versus Zubair Tukhugov, who is a Russian fighter. And Hakeem Dawodu he's an interesting prospect from out of Canada. He's a very aggressive fighter. And Zubair Tukhugov is from that region where they practice Sambo, which is a kind of combat wrestling. And they like to mix in, they like to use a lot of wrestling, and they like to use a lot of forward pressure. And in this fight, I think Hakeem Dawodu is going to finish him. I think it's going to be a tough fight. I think it's probably going to be a second round KO TKO. I think he's going to have too much pressure for him. I think this is what's going to happen. He's going to come forward. He's going to corner him, and I think he's just going to lean into the punches. And I think his aggression will be too much for Tukhugov. So second round KO by Hakeem Dawodu. Then we have Sijara Eubanks and Kathleen Vieira. Sijara Eubanks is a promising prospect, but she can't seem to string a lot of wins together, and she's facing Kathleen Vieira, who was at one point of time supposed to be next up in line for the belt. So it's going to be a really tough fight. And I think Kathleen Vieira is going to be too much for her, and I think she's going to get her out of there in the first round. I think she's going to take her down and submit her. First round submission, I think. It's going to be a fun fight to watch. The next bout is a flyweight bout. Kai Kara France against Brandon Royval. They're both ranked in the top 15 in the flyweight division. Kai Kara France is a teammate of the main eventer, Israel Adesanya. They both come out from City Kickboxing in Auckland, New Zealand. Kai Kara France is a very well-rounded fighter. High pace, high intensity, very technical fighter, and I think he's going to get the decision in this. It's going to be it's going to be a very competitive bout in my opinion, and I think he's going to have enough just to get through to the decision. It's going to be a good competitive affair. Then we have the co-main event, which is for the vacant light heavyweight championship. So before I talk about this fight, I have to preface this by saying one of the greatest fighters ever, Jon Jones, vacated his light heavyweight title to move up to heavyweight, and he's been a long time light heavyweight champion. He has I think the most defenses for a light heavyweight in UFC history, and he has vacated the title to go up to fight in the heavyweight division now. So after many years, there's going to be a new champion, which leads us to the co-main event, which is Jan Blachowicz from Poland versus Dominick Reyes from America. So Dominick Reyes was the last person to fight Jon Jones, and a lot of people thought that he actually got it done. It went to a decision. Jon Jones won by decision. A lot of people thought Dominick Reyes won that fight. It's a very close fight, a very competitive fight for Jon Jones, probably one of his toughest in recent memory. He really pushed him. pushed him for all 5 rounds. He didn't let go, and it was a very competitive match, which many people thought Dominick Reyes won. I actually thought he won too, but you know, the judges decided otherwise. And then we have Blachowicz, who has been quietly the dark horse of this division, slowly rising up the ranks, slowly finishing fights. Many people underestimate him, but I think he's quite a durable fighter. I think he has crisp boxing. He's a very awkward fighter, but I think it won't be enough, because I think Dominick Reyes is probably going to hold on to this light heavyweight belt for a long time. He seems to have, he's too explosive. He's long for the division. He's very quick. He fights at a high pace, and the 205 division is a bunch of big guys. You know, not a lot of them can maintain that pace, high pace, because they're big guys. But I think Dominick Reyes will win by second round KO. I think he's going to light him up in the first round, and then he's going to finish him in the second round. This is what I think is going to happen, because I think it's Dominick Reyes this time to be champion. He showed too much during this John Jones fight to prove otherwise. Of course, there always can be an upset. This is MMA. There's 4-ounce gloves. Anything can happen. But I think Dominick Reyes is going to be too good on the night for Jan Blachowicz. So second round KO by Dominick Reyes. I think he's going to overwhelm him by the second round. Then we have the middleweight title fight, where somebody's zero is going to go. Officially, someone will leave the ranks of the unbeaten in this co-main event, unless there's a draw, of course, which I hope there isn't. I hope there's a definitive winner, because I'm very excited for this fight. Israel Adesanya is probably the next big MMA superstar. He fights out of Auckland, New Zealand. He's a resident there. He's going to take on Paulo Costa, which his nickname means the eraser, you know, because he gets a lot of quick finishes. He came to the UFC with I think 9 wins, and all were finishes. He finishes fights in mostly the first round, but recently he has shown that he can go 15 minutes in a fight against Yoel Romero, and he showed that he can go 15 minutes, but can he go 25? Because championship rounds are 25 minutes. Who knows if he has the gas tank to do that. Israel Adesanya has gone 15 minutes. He's gone 25 minutes for the interim belt. He showed that he can go 25 minutes. Can he go 25 minutes against someone who's going to push forward as much as Paulo Costa is? I don't know, but I think he has the technical advantage over him in the stand-up. His striking is too crisp, it's too seasoned. I think he's going to get him out there in the third round. I think he's going to finish him in the third round, probably a TKO. I think he's going to let Paulo Costa exert himself by pushing forward, trying to corner him and unload the power. And I think in the third round, he's going to get him out of there. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes to a decision, because Paulo Costa is very tough. But I think Israel Adesanya is going to show his striking prowess, and he's going to finish him within 3 rounds. So yeah, that's my take on the UFC 253. It is Adesanya versus Costa. Let's hope I do as good as last week. It might be difficult. I know I'm making some bold predictions. It could be all decisions. You never know. This is MMA. There could be no finishes on the main card, because there are a lot of tough fighters on the card. But you know, you have to be bold. I'm predicting things, so you have to be bold. I can't just guess who wins every time. I mean, that wouldn't be fun. Also, it's interesting because it puts your knowledge of the fighters if you watch enough and see how well we know them, you know. But of course, this is fighting and anything can happen. Anything. So yeah, this is my predictions for this week's UFC fights. I hope you'll enjoy the video. Please like, please share, please subscribe, because I'm trying to grow this channel. I'm trying to do different things. Hopefully down the road, I'm trying to do more things. And yeah, I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hopefully I get some predictions right. I say that I'm going to be saying that every week now, because I don't want to go off track completely. I'm trying to make as accurate decisions as I think the outcomes are going to be, just because, you know, you've seen enough fights, you've seen enough of the fighters in question, and you hope you get some kind of grasp of what their abilities are and what they're going to do. So, hope you'll enjoy the fights, and I'll see you in the next video.